Hey guys, so I wanted to do a different video today, and an experiment video between the Dyson Dc07 and Dyson Dc14. This is the Dc07 pink and the Dc14 all floors. They are, just so you know, the 07s, all the 07s clean the same, and all the 14s clean the same. The only thing that separates the models is the attachment package, the color. Some of them come with different filters, but the basic cleaning is all the same. Both of these are clutched, both of these do have brush rolls, and both clutches are new. Well, relatively new. They still do the ratcheting sound if needed. So we have a low pile carpet and a thick shag rug. It's like a fluffy shag, not a regular shag. It's a nice fluffy shag. And I wanted to compare the Dyson Dc14 and 07 in terms of which one cleans better. So we have the Dc14 and 07. This is carpet fresh powder. You're not supposed to use this stuff, but I didn't have my sand, so I just used this. And I filled up exactly that much of it. I used this carpet powder. And I spread it out, pretty much the same on both. And I am going to briefly rub it in. Then we are going to compare between which one not picks up more, but how much each one leaves behind. And we will be seeing how much each one leaves behind by using the Shark Apex, because it's just what I have available right now. Unless I would love to use the Dyson Ball Animal 2, however, it does not work on shag carpeting, so I would not be able to test it. So, we are going to do 07 on left and Dc14 on right. Now, I do want you to make sure that you watch this all the way through, because the results are going to get pretty interesting towards the shag carpeting. I don't think it's going to be a result that you would expect. So we're just gonna give that one forward and back rub in. We're gonna do the exact same on the Dc14. Okay, so we're gonna run both of these machines. I say 3 forward and back passes. We'll do 3 forward and back passes at regular vacuuming speed. I do 3, it should really be 2, but I'm doing 3 just to give both of these machines the best chance that they can. Okay, we'll start with the 07, both of these in carpet mode. Regular vacuuming speed. The 07 actually seemed to do quite well. Now we are going to do the Dyson Dc14. So I'll now move the 2 machines out to the side, and I'm actually going to grab a piece of paper. One moment. Okay, so now we're going to run over it with the Shark Apex, and we are going to see how much each of these machines pick up. The Shark Apex is empty, and just for reference, all these filters are clean. So we're going to run over the area with the Dc07, and I am going to let the brush stroke get up to speed, because I know the Apex does take a second. So that's 5 passes. I'm gonna put a piece of paper down. That was everything left in there. That's actually quite a bit more than I expected. But we're gonna do the DC14 side now. And I do believe the majority of it was picked up because I can hear the powder going through the vacuum and it does greatly slow down at the end. So we're gonna now dump out with the 14 left. Okay. So, and for each of these, I am gonna put it back in its original container so that we can see how much each of them left behind. So, I'm gonna do the DC07. So it left that much. Again, this is not scientific or measured. This is just in there. And since I'm in person, I can actually tell you which one left behind more. Also, you want to mention a little bit spilled out, but that's not going to make a difference. So there is a whole lot more in the 14 side. And I can tell you why that is. The Dyson Dc07 and 14, roughly, I would say they have pretty much the same power and same basic mechanics. But the Dyson Dc14 has a big, large front gate for larger debris, like on hard floors, and the 07 doesn't have that. So that's why I don't know if the 14 all floors, I'm sorry, the 07 all floors have that. I want to say it didn't, but, oh yeah, I don't think it did, but that is the biggest difference. Yeah, I know for a fact it doesn't actually, but that is probably the biggest difference between the two models. But it's going to get interesting over here on the shag test. So we're going to do the exact same thing, but I want to show you something. When you go to do the Dyson Dc07 and you try and run it, I want you to listen. That sound that you hear is the ratchet mechanism. It's the vacuum's safety precaution that's telling you something is not right with the brush roll. The reason why that happens is there is no front gate that is leaking air like the 14, so it struggles and it cannot be vacuumed. So Dyson does actually recommend, if you are vacuuming shag carpeting and the vacuum can't handle it, move it to the bare floor setting and use suction only. So we're gonna do that on the 07 here. Vacuum it up later with the apex, but visually you can already see there is powder left in this carpet, and not a small amount of it. The carpet is still white. So let's go ahead and do the 14 now. I want you to see something. If I put it down in carpet mode, it works just fine. Now, I might be able to get it to ratchet. I'm not sure if I can, but if I push the head down, I might get it to be able to. So, as you can see, I could get it to ratchet, but that's with me pushing it down. Normal vacuuming. The brush roll spins just fine. So now let's vacuum this up. you can go ahead and see which one is better groomed. Now we're gonna repeat the same thing like we did on the low pile. 2 pieces of paper, run the apex 5 times, and we'll see how it does. So we'll start off with the Dyson Dc07 side. I quickly want to mention something. Oh wow, actually. That seemed to actually get up quite a bit of it. I thought it left quite a bit behind, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So what's interesting that I've noticed is there's not very much in there. So actually, I want to run it 5 more times over it and see if it can get anything else up, because that's quite interesting. I'll get a new piece of paper. And if I look down into the carpet, it actually looks pretty clean. So, look at that. That's kind of cool. Now I am going to gather that up and I'm going to put it in here. That is, I believe, less powder than on the low pile carpet. I think that's pretty amazing. But let's go ahead and do the DC14 side. Okay, so that's the Dc07, and here is, and there is carpet in this because this shag does, wow, so a lot less than the 07, and that's the 14. So I'll go ahead and lay these out for you so you can see that. DC1407, DC14, DC07. So there you go. This is how much the Dyson Dc07 left behind in the shag. And that's what it left behind in the low pile. This is what the 14 left behind in the shag. And that's what it left behind in the low pile. So, on low pile and regular carpeting, the hands down winner is going to be the Dyson Dc07. Although, still not a great cleaner. But, between the two, it is the 07. On shag carpeting, although I wouldn't necessarily recommend either of these, the winner has got to go to the Dyson Dc14. because it can actually use its brush roll to clean. So let me know what you thought about this test. I did think that it was kind of interesting just to see what the two machines would leave behind. Either way, they did leave quite a bit of powder behind, but I thought that this was just a fun and interesting test. Let me know what you thought about this. If you have any critiques, put it down below. And let me know, do you own a Dyson Dc07 or Dc14? If so, do you know what model? I'd love to hear from you. Thank you guys. Bye.